Hello, my wonderful English learners. Welcome back to Daily Dose of English. I'm Tom and I'm so excited to be here with you today. How are you doing? I hope you're ready for an amazing lesson that will transform your English speaking skills. Today we're going to learn something really special. 100 essential phrases that native speakers use every single day. These aren't just random sentences from a textbook. No, these are the real phrases you'll hear in cafes, at work, on the street, everywhere. By the end of this lesson, you'll sound more natural, more confident, and more like a native speaker. But here's the best part. We're not just going to learn these phrases, we're going to practice them together using shadowing. That means you'll repeat after me, matching my rhythm and pronunciation. It's like having a personal English coach right in your room. So grab a cup of coffee or tea, find a comfortable spot, and let's dive into today's lesson. Remember, the key to success is participation. Don't just listen, speak with me. Ready? Let's begin our journey to better English together. Let's start with something we all do every day, greeting people and making small talk. These phrases are your foundation for any conversation in English. First, let me teach you a very common greeting that goes beyond just hello. Native speakers often say, "Hey, how's it going?" Hey, how's it going? Now you repeat. This is more casual than how are you, and perfect for friends or colleagues. Let's try another one. What's up? What's up? Now you repeat. Now here's something interesting. When Americans say what's up, they don't always expect a detailed answer. You can simply respond with, not much, you. Not much, you. Now you repeat. Let's learn a phrase for when you haven't seen someone in a while. Long time no see. Long time no see. Now you repeat. Fun fact. This phrase actually comes from Chinese English, but now it's used by native speakers everywhere. Here's how to ask about someone's day in a friendly way. How was your day? How was your day? Now you repeat. And a natural response might be, pretty good, thanks for asking. Pretty good, thanks for asking. Now you repeat. Let's practice a phrase for Monday mornings. How was your weekend? How was your weekend? Now you repeat. You might answer, it was great. Too short though. It was great. Too short though. Now you repeat. Notice how we often add a little comment like too short. This makes conversation more natural and engaging. Here's a useful phrase for starting conversations about the weather. Nice weather we're having. Nice weather we're having. Now you repeat. Or on a rainy day. Terrible weather today, isn't it? Terrible weather today, isn't it? Now you repeat. Let's learn how to end a casual conversation politely. Well, I'd better get going. Well, I'd better get going. Now you repeat. And the other person might say, yeah, me too. See you later. Yeah, me too. See you later. Now you repeat. Here's a phrase for when you meet someone new. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Now you repeat. And if you are meeting them again, nice to see you again. Nice to see you again. Now you repeat. Let's practice asking about someone's plans. What are you up to today? What are you up to today? Now you repeat. A casual response might be, just the usual, work and then home. Just the usual, work and then home. Now you repeat. Here's how to express surprise when you see someone. Fancy seeing you here. Fancy seeing you here. Now you repeat. This means you're surprised but happy to see them in this place. Let's learn a morning greeting. Morning. Sleep well? Morning. Sleep well? Now you repeat. Notice we often drop good from good morning in casual speech. And finally, a friendly way to check on someone. Everything okay? Everything okay? Now you repeat. Now let's move on to something really practical. How to ask for things politely and make offers. This is so important in daily life. The magic word in English requests is could. Listen to this. Could you help me? Could you help me? Now you repeat. This is much more polite than just saying help me. Let's try another. Could I borrow your pen? Could I borrow your pen? Now you repeat. Here's an even more polite way to ask. Would you mind if I... Let me break this down. Would you mind? Would you mind? Now you repeat. If I sat here. If I sat here. Now you repeat the full sentence. Would you mind if I sat here? Would you mind if I sat here? Now you repeat. Let's learn how to make an offer. Can I give you a hand? Can I give you a hand? Now you repeat. This means, can I help you? But it sounds more natural. Here's another way to offer help. Do you need any help? Do you need any help? Now you repeat. When someone offers you something, you might say, that would be great, thanks. That would be great, thanks. Now you repeat. Or if you want to decline politely, I'm good, thanks, though. I'm good, thanks, though. Now you repeat. Let's practice a phrase for asking someone to repeat. Sorry, could you say that again? Sorry, could you say that again? Now you repeat. Here's a more casual way. Come again. Come again. Now you repeat. When you want someone to speak more slowly, could you speak a bit slower? Could you speak a bit slower? Now you repeat. Let's learn how to ask for permission. Is it okay if I? Is it okay if I? Now you repeat. Open the window. Open the window. Now you repeat to. Together. Is it okay if I open the window? Is it okay if I open the window? Now you repeat. Here's how to make a polite suggestion. How about we? How about we? Now you repeat. Grab some coffee. Grab some coffee. Now you repeat. Full phrase. How about we grab some coffee? How about we grab some coffee? Now you repeat. When you need someone to wait, could you give me a second? Could you give me a second? Now you repeat. Or more casually, hang on a second. Hang on a sec. Now you repeat. Let's practice offering food or drinks. Can I get you anything? Can I get you anything? Now you repeat. The guest might respond, I'll have some water, please. I'll have some water, please. Now you repeat. Here's how to ask someone to move politely. Excuse me, can I get by? Excuse me, can I get by? Now you repeat. And finally, a very polite way to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt, but. Sorry to interrupt, but. Now you repeat. Now this is where conversations get interesting. Sharing what you think and feel. Let's learn natural ways to express ourselves. Here's how to share your opinion politely. In my opinion. In my opinion. Now you repeat. Or more casually, I think. I think. Now you repeat. Let's try a stronger opinion phrase. I strongly believe that. I strongly believe that. Now you repeat. But what if you're not sure? Try this. I'm not sure, but I think. I'm not sure, but I think. Now you repeat. Here's how to disagree politely. I see what you mean, but. I see what you mean, but. Now you repeat. Or even softer. That's interesting, however. That's interesting, however. Now you repeat. Let's learn how to express surprise. No way. No way. Now you repeat. Or more formally, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Now you repeat. Here's how to show you're impressed. That's amazing. That's amazing. Now you repeat. Or, wow, that's incredible. Wow, that's incredible. Now you repeat. When something goes wrong, you might say, "Oh no, what happened? Oh no, what happened?" Now you repeat. Let's practice expressing disappointment. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. Now you repeat. This is very casual, more formally. That's disappointing. That's disappointing. Now you repeat. Here's how to show excitement. I'm so excited about. I'm so excited about. Now you repeat. Or, I can't wait for. I can't wait for. Now you repeat. When you're worried, I'm a bit concerned about. I'm a bit concerned about. Now you repeat. Let's learn how to express confusion. I'm confused. I'm confused. Now you repeat. Or, I don't get it. I don't get it. Now you repeat. When you finally understand. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Now you repeat. Or, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. Now you repeat. Here's how to express gratitude strongly. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Now you repeat. Part 4. Daily life and activities. 20 phrases. Let's learn phrases you'll use every day when talking about your routine and activities. Here's how to talk about your morning. I usually get up at 7. I usually get up at 7. Now you repeat. And if you're running late, I'm running behind schedule. I'm running behind schedule. Now you repeat. Let's practice talking about food. I'm starving. I'm starving. Now you repeat. This means you're very hungry. You might also say, I could eat a horse. I could eat a horse. Now you repeat. This is a fun expression meaning you're extremely hungry. When you're full, I'm stuffed. I'm stuffed. Now you repeat. Here's how to talk about being busy. I've got a lot on my plate. I've got a lot on my plate. Now you repeat. This means you have many things to do. Or simply, I'm swamped. I'm swamped. Now you repeat. When you're free, I've got some time to kill. I've got some time to kill. Now you repeat. Let's learn about making plans. Are you free tomorrow? Are you free tomorrow? Now you repeat. You might respond, let me check my calendar. Let me check my calendar. Now you repeat. Here's how to suggest meeting. Want to meet up later? Want to meet up later? Now you repeat. Or let's catch up soon. Let's catch up soon. Now you repeat. When you need to cancel, something came up. Something came up. Now you repeat. This means an unexpected situation happened. You can add, can we reschedule? Can we reschedule? Now you repeat. Let's talk about work. I'm working from home today. I'm working from home today. Now you repeat. Or, I've got a deadline coming up. I've got a deadline coming up. Now you repeat. When you finish work, I'm calling it a day. I'm calling it a day. Now you repeat. For weekend activities, I'm just going to chill. I'm just going to chill. Now you repeat. This means relax. Or, I'm planning to sleep in. I'm planning to sleep in. Now you repeat. Life isn't always smooth, so let's learn how to talk about problems and give advice in English. When something goes wrong, we've got a problem. We've got a problem. Now you repeat. Or more casually, Houston, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Now you repeat. This is a famous movie quote that people use humorously. Here's how to ask for advice. What would you do? What would you do? Now you repeat. Or, any suggestions? Any suggestions? Now you repeat. Let's learn how to give advice. If I were you. If I were you. Now you repeat. I'd talk to them. I'd talk to them. Now you repeat. Together. If I were you, I'd talk to them. If I were you, I'd talk to them. Now you repeat. Another way to give advice, you might want to. Now you repeat. Think about it. Think about it. Now you repeat. When you're trying to solve something, let's figure this out. Let's figure this out. Now you repeat. Or, there must be a way. There must be a way. Now you repeat. When you find a solution, I've got it. I've got it. Now you repeat. Or, problem solved. Problem solved. Now you repeat. Here's how to express frustration politely. This is driving me crazy. This is driving me crazy. Now you repeat. When you need help, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Now you repeat. This means you can't progress. You might add, could you take a look? Could you take a look? Now you repeat. Let's learn about making mistakes. My bad. My bad. Now you repeat. This is a casual way to say my mistake. More formally, that's on me. That's on me. Now you repeat when someone else makes a mistake. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Now you repeat. Or it happens to everyone. It happens to everyone. Now you repeat. Here's encouragement. You've got this. You've got this. Now you repeat. Or keep at it. Keep at it. Now you repeat. When giving up, I give up. I give up. Now you repeat. But hopefully you'll say, I'll give it another shot. I'll give it another shot. Now you repeat. Now let's put everything together with some real conversations. I'll tell you a story using many of the phrases we've learned. Listen carefully, and then we'll practice key parts together. Story 1. At the coffee shop. Sarah walks into her favourite coffee shop on a Monday morning. The barista, Mike, recognises her. Mike. Hey Sarah. Long time no see. Sarah. I know, right? I've been swamped with work lately. Mike. The usual. Sarah. Actually, could I try something different today? Any suggestions? Mike. How about our new caramel macchiato? It's pretty amazing. Sarah. That would be great, thanks. Let's practice this key exchange. Could I try something different? Could I try something different? Now you repeat. Any suggestions? Any suggestions? Now you repeat. While waiting, Sarah notices her colleague Tom at a table. Sarah. Fancy seeing you here. Tom. Oh hey, want to join me? I've got some time to kill before my meeting. Sarah. Sure. How was your weekend? Tom. It was great. Too short though. I just chilled at home. You? Sarah. Same here. I was planning to go hiking, but something came up. Let's practice Tom's response. Want to join me? Want to join me? Now you repeat. I've got some time to kill. I've got some time to kill. Now you repeat. Later that day, Sarah and Tom are working on a project together. Tom. We've got a problem. The deadline's been moved up. Sarah. Oh no. What happened? Tom. The client wants it by Friday now. Sarah. That's a bummer. What would you do? Tom. If I were you, I'd talk to the boss about getting extra help. Sarah. You're right. Let's figure this out together. Let's practice this problem-solving dialogue. The deadline's been moved up. The deadline's been moved up. Now you repeat. What would you do? What would you do? Now you repeat. They worked together for a while then. Tom. I think I've got it. Look at this. Sarah. That's incredible. This could actually work. Tom. See? I told you there must be a way. Sarah. I really appreciate your help. I was totally stuck. Tom. Don't worry about it. That's what teammates are for. Practice this encouraging phrase. That's what teammates are for. That's what teammates are for. Now you repeat. As the day ends, Sarah texts her friend Emma. Sarah: Hey, are you free tonight? Emma: Let me check my calendar. Yeah, I'm free after 7. What's up? Sarah: Want to grab dinner? I'm starving. Emma: Sounds good. Where should we go? Sarah: How about that new Italian place? Emma: Perfect. See you at 7:30. Sarah: Can't wait. Let's practice making these plans. Want to grab dinner? Want to grab dinner? Now you repeat. How about that new Italian place? How about that new Italian place? Now you repeat. Now it's your turn to create. I'll give you sentence starters and you complete them. After each one, I'll give an example. I'm really excited about. Pause and think of your answer. Example: I'm really excited about my English progress. I'm really excited about my English progress. Now you repeat. Could you help me with? Think about what you need help with. Example: Could you help me with my pronunciation? Could you help me with my pronunciation? Now you repeat. In my opinion. Share your view on something. Example: In my opinion, practice makes perfect. In my opinion, practice makes perfect. Now you repeat. Let's do a role-play exercise. I'll be person A, you be person B. Ready? A: How's it going? B: You respond. Good response. Pretty good. Thanks. You: Pretty good, thanks. You. Now you repeat. A: Want to meet up for coffee sometime? B: You respond. Good response. That would be great. When are you free? That would be great. When are you free? Now you repeat. Let's do intensive practice with the 20 most useful phrases from today. We'll say each one 3 times, slowly, normal speed, then with emotion. How's it going? Slow. How's it going? Now you repeat. Normal. How's it going? Now you repeat. Friendly. How's it going? Now you repeat. Could you help me? Slow. Could you help me? Now you repeat. Normal. Could you help me? Now you repeat. Urgent. Could you help me? Now you repeat. I really appreciate it. Slow. I really appreciate it. Now you repeat. Normal. I really appreciate it. Now you repeat. Grateful. I really appreciate it. Now you repeat. Continue with remaining 17 phrases in similar pattern. Let me share some common mistakes learners make with these phrases. Don't say, "How do you do?" in casual situations. Do say, "How's it going?" How's it going? Now you repeat. Don't say, "I'm boring," when you mean you have nothing to do. Do say, "I am bored." I'm bored. Now you repeat. Don't say, "Can you borrow me your pen?" Do say, "Can I borrow your pen?" Can I borrow your pen? Now you repeat. Here's something interesting about English-speaking cultures. When someone asks, "How are you?" they usually don't expect a detailed answer. The standard response is, "Good, thanks." You? Good, thanks. You. Now you repeat. Even if you're having a bad day, this is the polite response in casual situations. Also, Americans love using sports metaphors in daily conversation. For example, let's touch base later. Let's touch base later. Now you repeat. This comes from baseball and means let's talk again later. Let's play a quick game. I'll describe a situation. You think of the right phrase. Situation. You want to politely disagree with someone. Answer. I see what you mean, but. I see what you mean, but. Now you repeat. Situation. You're very hungry. Answer. I'm starving. I'm starving. Now you repeat. Situation. You want to end a conversation politely. Answer. Well, I'd better get going. Well, I'd better get going. Now you repeat. Wow! Look at everything you've learned today. We've covered 100 essential phrases for greetings and small talk, making requests and offers, expressing opinions and feelings, daily life and activities, problem solving and advice. But remember, learning these phrases is just the first step. The magic happens when you use them. So here's your homework. Choose 5 phrases from today's lesson. Use each one in a real conversation this week. Practice shadowing for just 10 minutes every day. Remember what I always say. Progress, not perfection. Every time you practice, you're getting better. Every mistake is a learning opportunity. Every conversation is a chance to improve. Did you enjoy today's lesson? If you did, please subscribe to Daily Dose of English. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a lesson. Also, leave a comment below. Tell me which phrase was your favourite or which one you'll use first. And hey, if this video helped you, share it with a friend who's also learning English. Learning together is always more fun. This is Tom from Daily Dose of English saying, keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep believing in yourself. You're doing amazing, and I'm proud of you. See you in the next lesson. Until then, take care and happy learning. Remember, you've got this. You've got this.